So I don't know about you guys, but the whole Josh Jacobs situation where they played against the Baltimore Ravens and he was rarely used in that game has got me tight. And it's not so much to do with Josh Jacobs. Like I remember Josh Jacobs saying, he don't really care about fantasy football, and that's cool, right? Josh Jacobs not being used, I don't think that that's all on him. I think when you want to point the finger, I don't think you need to point the finger at the player. I think in this situation, you got to look at Matt LaFleur, the Packers coaching staff, and etc. That's where you got to point the finger at. And the reason why is because he went without an injury designation, or at least from what I've seen. Now, there were some reports that he was questionable coming into the game, but he was cleared to play, and they gave no indication that they weren't going to use him in the game. All of that leading up to the Packers Ravens game, and he only gets 2 carries the entire game? What was the point in keeping him clear or putting him in the game or putting him off the injury report without a designation in the first place? And see, that's what I don't like. Like, if you gamble, that's your prerogative. But if you were gambling and you were banking on hitting on one of them parlays or whatever, whatever Josh Jacobs stipulations were in order to get that bread, you probably tight too. For me, it comes down to teams being honest about their players, because for fantasy football, we don't have, most of us that are doing content for fantasy football, we don't have insiders telling us what players are going to play and all of that stuff. We don't have anything like that. We're reading the injury reports and making our best educated guess based on the information that's available to us. We don't have anything else that tells us, you know what, I heard that Josh Jacobs is going to play, but they're not going to use him like that. That kind of information will be gold. But to play Josh Jacobs, or at least take him off the injury report, or he's active for the game, and then not use him, that's not cool. And I'm looking at the coaching staff and the team itself over trying to point the finger at Josh Jacobs. Could Josh Jacobs have tried to force his way in? Yeah, but is that likely? No. It comes down to the coaches and people that are doing the injury reports and letting us know that X player is not going to play. We knew that he had a knee injury beforehand. We knew that he was dealing with that for the last couple weeks. But to clear him to play and then not use him, that's kind of trash. And y'all knew that ahead of time.